Artificial intelligence is already present in marketing and sales, but most people only use it to ask quick questions or test prompts. Creating your own chatbot, one that actually helps solve a real problem, is a very different story. And that is exactly what we'll cover today in this video audio blog, the first of 2026. Hi, my name is Dr. Carlos Valdez. I'm the founder and director of mercadotecniventas.com. Since 2024, we have positioned ourselves in open access education as an authority in marketing and sales in the era of artificial intelligence, sharing practical and applicable content with thousands of marketing and sales professionals who visit our site every week. Thank you for all your support throughout 2025. We wish you a 2026 full of professional success. Now, let's continue. What this mini course is about. In this mini course, I will explain the real process of creating your first AI chatbot applied to marketing and sales exactly as I experienced it. It's not immediate, and you do not need to be an expert programmer, but you do need to understand the path. This content is designed for marketing and sales students, recent graduates, and people who want to learn AI by doing, not just by reading theory. Before you start, how you should think about this process. Creating a chatbot is not about asking things from AI. It is about designing an experience that guides a person toward a specific goal. That is why the first mistake I want to help you avoid is this: starting to program without being clear about what you are going to build. Technology comes later, judgment comes first. Think of this mini course as a journey made up of stages or steps. So let's start with the steps. Step number 1, choosing an artificial intelligence platform. The first step in creating your first AI chatbot is choosing a platform. Today, there are many options, but in this mini course, we will work with OpenAI ChatGPT, not only because it generates text, but because it can function as a tutor, planner, and technical co-pilot. For this process, it's important to have the monthly plan because it allows you to create custom GPTs, work with memory. Without it, the learning process becomes fragmented and much slower. Step number 2, create your AI tutor before writing any code. This step is critical and almost no one explains it. Before programming, you need an AI tutor, not a final chatbot. That tutor will help you think, plan, and make decisions. So, open a new chat and ask ChatGPT something like this: help me create a super prompt that you can act as my tutor for designing and programming AI agents and chatbots focused on marketing and sales. Once ChatGPT gives you that super prompt, do not stay in a regular chat window. Go to the option to create a GPT, paste the instructions, and give it a name, for example, AI tutor. That GPT is not for programming yet. It is for clarifying ideas, brainstorming, and defining the product. Step number 3, design the chatbot in natural language. Now, with your AI tutor ready, you begin designing the chatbot using words, not code. In this mini course, the example is a marketing and sales chatbot designed to help improve a candidate's personal brand. The goal is clear: help a person improve their elevator pitch, their resume, and their LinkedIn profile for a specific job opening. At this stage, you define things such as what information the chatbot needs, what questions it will ask, and what type of recommendation it will deliver. All of this is done by conversing with the tutor. You are still not programming anything. Step number 4, create the project folder and organize your work. Once you know what you are going to build, you move on to the technical side. At this point, you work inside a project folder. This is important because long conversations become slow and hard to manage. Inside a project folder, you can open multiple conversations, maintain context, and when needed, ask the AI to generate a super prompt so you can continue without losing speed. Step number 5, Visual Studio Code and the terminal, where the real work happens. This is where the two tools always go together, Visual Studio Code and the terminal. Visual Studio Code is the program where you write and organize your code. It is your main workspace. There, you see the project folders and the Python files. You do not need to be an expert. It is free and designed for learning. Inside Visual Studio Code, you also have the terminal. The terminal is a window where you give instructions to the computer, run the program, stop it, install libraries, or view errors. The real workflow is always the same. ChatGPT tells you which file to create and what code to write. You write it in Visual Studio Code. Then from the terminal, you run the program. If something fails, you copy the error, send it to ChatGPT, fix the code, and run it again. This process is repetitive and requires patience, but this is how real learning happens. Step number 6, Python and Streamlit, when the chatbot becomes real. Python is a language that gives logic to your chatbot. It is used because it's easy to read, very popular in AI, and has countless of examples available. You do not need to master it. You learn it gradually as you move forward. Streamlit is what turns your code into something visual. Thanks to Streamlit, your chatbot appears as a web page with text fields, buttons, and an interface that anyone can use. This is where the project stops feeling like an experiment and starts to feel like a problem. Step number 7, the OpenAI API key, when you start programming seriously. Once your chatbot is in code, there is an important moment. Your application needs to communicate directly with AI. For that, you need an OpenAI API key. This key allows your code to send questions to the AI models and receive responses. Here is important to be clear. Using ChatGPT in the browser is one thing. Using the API inside your own app is another, and the API is paid based on usage. In educational projects, the cost is usually low, but it's important to understand this from the beginning. Step number 8, publishing the chatbot on the internet. When your chatbot works correctly, the final step is to make it public. For this, you use GitHub, which is where you store the project and it change history. From GitHub, you connect the repository to Streamlit Cloud, which deploys the application and make it accessible through a public URL. From that moment on, your chatbot is on the internet and anyone can use it from a browser. Now, before closing, let me share with you my screen to share how the chatbot is going to look like. So this is the personal branding chatbot, and let's use it. The first thing it's going to ask you is the language, and I'm going to say it in English. So I'm going to type number 2. It's going to give me the instructions of how we're going to work together. So I click continue. What type of job are you looking for? And I already have the information here available for a particular opening that I'm going to use an example from the company Gartner. So I'm going to copy and paste that information about director of sales, share that, and now it asks me share the entire job opening. So I'm copy that job opening from the company Gartner, and then I'm gonna using this as an example and post it here and send it. All right. So now the chatbot is telling me, what do you want to submit now? Do you want to submit your pitch, your curriculum, or your LinkedIn? And I'm gonna say number 1, the pitch. All right. So now I'm going to copy and paste my elevator pitch, and I'm gonna paste it here and send. I'm gonna insert my resume, so I'm copy my resume and here I'm gonna send it. There you go. All right, and then what I want to do next, I want to do number 3, LinkedIn. I want to paste here the information about LinkedIn, but LinkedIn asks me the headline and the about, not the link. All right, so headline and about, and I'm doing that. Send it. All right, and now they're ready to evaluate. So I want to click in number 4. Let's see what are the scores that I received. All right, so the overall score give me an 80 out of 100. So the first one, the pitch, it give me an 80 out of 100. Tell me which area, for example, 2 out of 4 in the relevance for the job posting. In clarity and brevity, 2 out of 4. Tell me how I can improve there. Also, in result, for the curriculum, it was high, 95 out of 100, very good, but I still, structure and readability, I can improve. I have 3 or 4, and on LinkedIn, give me 65, very low. So the headline can be better for the job that I'm applying, the about section, the experience, the keyword, credibility, so all the sections. All right, so now it says, what do you want to improve? So I want to improve the 3. So I want to start with the pitch, number 1, and the AI is working, and now it give me, based on the information that I share and the job that we are applying for the purpose of the video, it give me this elevator pitch, and now it says, do you want to use this new version to re-evaluate? And I'm gonna say yes. So let's see. Even though there are fields that I need to complete, but for time, I'm just gonna run it like that. And now I have a high, a 95. Okay, so that's very good. It says that, for example, in value proposition, I can improve. All right, so now what things I want to improve? I want to improve number 2, the curriculum. And I wanna run the curriculum now. And it's working, is revising the information that I provide with also the job that I'm applying, and now give me a new curriculum, copy ready. Of course, I need to complete some fields like location and date, but the curriculum is here. It says, do you want me to use this proposed version to reevaluate? I want to select yes, number 1, and now it give me 100. Okay, so very good. And now the last thing to improve is going to be number 3, the LinkedIn profile. Remember, LinkedIn, it was the lowest score with 65. So let's see what is the information that they suggest me and what is going to be the score. All right, so they suggest me a couple of things that I need to improve. They give me the new version, and now they want me to use this proposed version to reevaluate. I'm going to say yes, and let's see. All right, so now I have 100 in the LinkedIn as well. So now I'm ready. I have my elevator pitch, I have my resume, and my LinkedIn revise against a specific job. That the last step is number 4, exit, and done. Good luck with your application. All right, so this is how the AI chat model for personal branding works. In conclusion, creating your first artificial intelligence chatbot is not immediate, but it is not impossible either. The key is following a process. First, thinking, then designing, then programming, and finally, publishing. Artificial intelligence does not replace your judgment, it amplifies it. And learning this process from scratch will give you a real foundations, not just quick results. We invite you to explore our most recent publications, like how to find your first job in marketing and sales, and also how to create your first AI agent as well. Both free resources for you. I will close by reminding you that in marketing and sales, we always need to generate value. Thank you, and until next time.